Hey folks, so I just finished dinner. I'm going to go out on a little walk and see what things I can find that can be represented with sine functions and cosine functions. So once I get somewhere, I will join you again and we'll see what I can find. Hey, so I walked up to our neighborhood park and I was hoping I was going to find something that went in a circle, like a merry-go-round or something like that. Because, I could use that to model a sine function or model a sine function looking at the movement of something that moves around in circles, like tires, bicycle pedals, things like that. Those are things to think about when you're doing this challenge. And, at this park, I'm kind of looking around and I don't see anything that moves in circles, which is too bad. But guess what I did find? I found swings. So I am super excited. I'm going to go swinging. I'm going to measure how far above the ground I am. So I brought a tape measure. Look at this. I brought a tape measure, pen, paper. I came prepared. So I'm going to go swinging. I'm going to measure the closest I am to the ground, right? Which is kind of when the swing is just stationary. And kind of estimate, and I'll measure this as best I can, how high I get. So the furthest off the ground that I get. And I'm also going to measure how long it takes me to get from, the high point on the front to the high point on the back, right? Because that's going to be really important when I'm graphing my sine function and my cosine function and when I'm finding the rule. So let's see how this goes. So I just timed myself swinging and, from front to back to front to back, so from front to back, I counted 1. And in 10 seconds, I did 8, right? So front to back is 1, to front is 2, to back is 3. And it took me 10 seconds to do 8 of them. So when we go home, I'm going to do the math and figure out what that looks like. I also did one final measurement, which was the height of the swing at its maximum distance away from the ground. And that was about 30 inches. So we're going to see what this looks like. I'm getting weird looks from people with my tape measure and my notes. But anyway, we're going to make a math function. So I will see you back at home and we'll see what this looks like.
Okay, so here's the graph that I came up with. You can see that it has a maximum height of 30, a minimum height of 22. And if you look at, time is 0, the swing was at a height of 30 inches above the ground. And it was on the forward motion of the swing. And then it dropped down to the lowest point. And then in the backwards direction, it went back up to the maximum height at 1.25 seconds. And then back down to its lowest point and back forward to its highest point. And it did that 8 times in 10 seconds. After I used all the data that I had collected to make the graph, I used the graph to find the rules, and I found it in terms of both sine and cosine. So I hope you enjoyed my playground trigonometry, and I can't wait to see what you come up with.